You are a lot stronger than you think you are. Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too, because you are consuming content like this. The name of this channel is Holistic Manifesting, because I believe in a whole body, whole mind, and whole being experience when it comes to manifesting these amazing lives that we are choosing. What I'm discussing in this video is the fact that you are stronger than what you think you are. And the reason why I know is because I've been human for a very long time. I've been human most of the time. I've been human all my life. And I know that many times that we get caught up in these mindsets and we get caught up in this space to where we're facing some sort of specific challenge. And we forget really quickly that whatever happened in our past that might have been 1,000 times worse than that we effectively made it through that thing. What I think the scary part is when it comes to a lot of the things that we're experiencing in life is that we don't want to experience the feeling of it. We don't want to go through the thing. We don't want to deal with the day-to-day of whatever that thing is not working out or how it is going to work out and what that's going to look like. But what I'm here to tell you is that I've gone through those moments. I've taken on those challenges. I've had those uncertainty, spiritual reckonings that came upon me. And I can honestly say in the moment of it actually happening, it was never as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I was like, girl, you're way stronger than what you thought, right? There was a time, when my daughters were younger and I was in between like being able to create an income for whatever reason. And so during that time, money had gotten so low to where I was like, I don't even know where the next rent is coming from. I don't even know where the next, light bill is coming from. Like none of these things are available to me. And I felt like I was being in alignment. I was doing everything right. I was on my spiritual journey. I was working hard and fixing and changing all these things on the inside of me. And I was being a better person every single day. And like none of those things have anything to do with all the time what you're experiencing. Because sometimes things have to shake loose. They have to fall apart before they come back together. And that's just what we don't like. And I remember getting to the space where I was just like, okay, so within the next 2 weeks, if this is my life, then this is what it's going to have to be. I'm going to ask the grandparent on the other side if they can keep my daughters for the summer. I'm not going to even mention to them what I'm going through because they want them for the summer anyway. So I'm like, that's an option. That's a winner. They can have them for the summer. The kids won't know. They won't experience any of it. I was like, I can make sure I sell and get rid of everything inside of this house or whatever. As a friend once told me before, she was like, sometimes you got to put things on the fire. Something like that. I don't know. Sometimes you got to throw it in the fire or whatever to stay warm. Something along those lines. It was some saying and I really liked it. I got to go look it up after I'm done with this video. But it was just like none of these material things mean anything because of this bigger issue is the roof over the head. So I was like, sell all this stuff. Who cares? Furniture, all this kind of stuff. And sure enough, I did all this. And then, it still wasn't shaping up to be exactly what I wanted it to be. And I was like, okay, let's start looking up online. How can you live in your vehicle? Because I was like, there's nobody I really want to live with. I'm not too proud. I just don't want to live with anybody. And I don't have to. Over the summer, I can figure it out. I can get a new place. I can get a new position. I can work 2 jobs somewhere because I don't have the kids with me. I can figure it out. That was my mindset, right? And so, but what I realized is that it was way more daunting thinking about that happening to me. That's the way it felt like. It's like, oh, I'm going to lose my place. Oh, I'm going to lose my vehicle. Oh, I'm going to not have a place to live. Oh. But then I just started watching these people online who were living in their vehicles. And I was just like, well, that doesn't seem that bad. I wouldn't drag my children into it. But I mean, that doesn't seem so bad. And it just dominoed from there. And what I realized in that moment was that I had a lot more strength in me than I was giving myself credit for. Like that became like this heroic version of me that came out of that and was like, you know what? You're going to be okay either way. Nobody's dead. Nobody's dying. Nobody's, at physical risk or anything like that. Everything is okay. And then I would tell myself all the time when I was experiencing those really tough moments or that moment in particular, that time in particular, was that how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling in this moment, in this very space right now? And it would always be, I'm okay. and I'd jump in my vehicle as I did and go get something very inexpensive to eat under $5 from somewhere. And I had my daughter laughing because I was like, there were times when things were really, really rough when y'all were young and you just didn't know, because I just refused to give into it and make it my life. I didn't want to have a struggle existence. And I was like, but at the end of the day, I was like, hey, I got enough money for Chipotle. I was like, I just didn't have this mindset of like, I'm so broke, I don't deserve this, I can't have this. I was like, forget that. This stuff over here, this castle is still falling. I'm about to go have this Chipotle and I'm going to enjoy it thoroughly. And that is the way I've lived my life, right? And so it has come back to me tenfold. But in that moment, I mean, if I can think about how did that change? Oh, what's so funny is that about 2 weeks later, I got a call from one of the universities asking me to take on a position as a coordinator of a teaching and learning department. And let me tell you, I thought that wasn't going to come through. I didn't know what was going to happen, and everything changed from like that moment on. It's like it was more money than I ever made. It was a better accommodation. I had an office that had like a conference table inside of it. It was one of the best couple of year experiences of my life doing that position. And it was far. It was about an hour away, but I was willing to do it, right? I was like, oh, I got a car. And I told the landlord people, that's why sometimes when you're having these rough moments or you experiencing these things with your children, especially mothers raising children by themselves, that happens even if we don't want it because we're only dependent on us. Live in places where you have landlords as opposed to an apartment complex, because they'll put you out in 15 days. Like at the time it was like, okay. And I told them the situation. They trusted me. They knew that I was working on my PhD and they were very excited about that, but I had been working on it for a long time. But they were like, oh, that's so amazing. These people had invited me to their home. I had tea with the wife before, and they lived in like a 7-bedroom home. It was like crazy or whatever. And they were very, very kind to me. And I told them what the situation was, and they said, it's okay, you can stay. And so what I realized in that moment was the smaller I made the monster, the smaller I made the big old thing that was so horrible that was going to happen, then the more these little other doors started opening. And the thing about it is that, yes, I wanted the doors to open, but a part of me didn't care whether they opened or not, because I still felt like you're going to be okay no matter what, right? So we just got to keep that in mind. Many times in life, we don't realize that we're a lot stronger than what we think. How many times have you been overwhelmed from one day to the next? And then like, what a difference a day makes. You go take a nap or you go to sleep or something. You wake up the next day and you feel like a brand new person. And I can tell you definitely that has happened to me many times, especially with the amount of work I've put into career and stuff like that, and like writing books and like taking care of kids at the same time and working on degrees and working at the same time, working more than one job at a time. All these things. There were some days where I was like, I'm about to go kaput. Like I don't have anything else to produce. And I will go to sleep, refresh that energy and get right back up and go ahead and go and do it again. Because what I was working on was always bigger than those temporary moments of fear and anxiety and what if none of it works out kind of energy, right? And so like these days, sometimes my brain goes there and it's like, oh, that's a worst case scenario. But it's like my mind and my heart and my being and my body, everything on the inside is like, girl, you strong. You've been in all kinds of nooks and crannies of life, right? You've experienced some things that you're probably not going to ever share with other people, especially not on a YouTube channel, right? You've been in some places where you looked around and was like, how did I wind up here, right? And so you got to just remember that you're stronger than what you think you are. And as you start thinking in a solution mindset and you start thinking like, this is not going to be the end of my story or whatever it is, the beautiful things will come. It will all work out as it's supposed to. You're stronger than you think you are. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.